With all that in mind, listen to this from just 2 years ago at the height of the 2016 campaign.
You know, to just be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
Now those voters are apparently backwards, according to Hillary Clinton. She also said the Democratic Party does not do well with white men and married white women. Is she talking about the voters in Pennsylvania 18? Who better to ask than former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley? He's been stumping for the Democrat Conor Lamb and ran for president in 2016, losing out to Secretary Clinton. Governor, welcome back, sir.
Thanks, Ed. Good to be with you.
So, look, I know we're not going to spend the whole time talking about Hillary Clinton. That's in the rearview mirror. But she keeps talking about this. Why can't some of your party's leaders just say, look, we lost fair and square in 2016?
No, I don't know. I guess you'll have to ask her when she comes back from India. Look, I enjoyed being out there for Conor Lamb in Pittsburgh. He had a packed crowd. My dad actually came from Pittsburgh, so I have about 300 relatives out in that area, and a lot of Western Maryland watches Pittsburgh television. So you could tell that the momentum is on Conor Lamb's side, and this is why, I think, Ed.
Yeah.
I think people are seeing political gridlock, a mean-spiritedness, name-calling coming out of the White House and out of Washington, and they're sick of it. They want new leadership.
Right,
they want people that act
from
and
Democrats.
speak decently.
Pardon me, Governor. I hear that from Democrats. They don't like the way President Trump speaks. But what about Hillary Clinton? She was your party's presidential nominee. I know you ran against her. What about your father from Pittsburgh, as you mentioned? What would he say about the idea that your party's last nominee said, among other things, quote, I won the places that represent 2/3 of America's gross domestic product, as if the place that your father came from doesn't even matter to the Democratic Party?
Yeah, well, look, I think my dad would have supported me. But
I bet you're right.
But I think more importantly, look, Pittsburgh's a very dynamic place. I mean, if you look at the economy of Pittsburgh and the transformation that's taken place in Pittsburgh, it's not only traditional industries. It is also research and development, Carnegie Mellon. I mean, Pittsburgh is a city that's actually on the move and embracing a new future. So, so look, I think that the people of Pittsburgh are looking to the future. They're not looking to the past. And I think the operative word in your question was Hillary Clinton was our party's nominee. She is not the future of the party. Conor Lamb is, and other Democrats that I see winning elections all across the country. And they're doing it by acting and speaking decently to the aspirations that all American families share.
So let's look to the future of that Democratic Party then. Conor Lamb, in the last debate I saw, was supporting President Trump on the tariffs that your party's leadership, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, say are going to be disastrous to the economy. So how is he part of the future of your party if he's against, he says he won't even vote for Nancy Pelosi for Speaker?
Because he is running for a House in the House of Representatives. In other words, people that represent their districts come to our House of Representatives, come to our Congress with different perspectives. Conor Lamb's perspective is not necessarily that of somebody from, say, Silicon Valley or New York City. It is a different perspective. He and I disagree on a couple of issues, but on the big issues, whether or not our country has what it takes to make this economy ours and make our children winners in this changing economy, we agree that the more our people learn, the more they will learn. So we have to give our people better skills so that they can succeed, and we have to invest in our country to make it stronger. Those are the things that are going to forge our future.
Last question, Governor. You know, I was there with you at the start of your last presidential campaign. I was thinking back, Java Joe's, the coffee shop in downtown Des Moines. We had a lot of fun out there.
Who could forget it?
Who could forget it? Great campaign. Here's my question. You talked a lot about trade, ripping up the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which Donald Trump is doing, at least from the American standpoint. Has he made some good moves on something like trade?
Yeah, I don't think he really knows what he's doing on trade. Now, for my part, I was very critical of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. In fact, of any trade deals that we're not allowed to read before our Congress has to vote on them. I think that what we want looking to accomplish in terms of strengthening steel and strengthening aluminum, we probably could do those things with strong Buy American provisions, both not only in defense but also in infrastructure and rebuilding our country. I think that Donald Trump really isn't sure what he's doing. He's sure that he wants the photo op, but he's really not sure where this trade war leads. And he's probably the only world leader that would ever say something as outrageous as trade wars are easy to win. There's only losers in trade wars.
But as we head into these midterms, this is going to be maybe a bellwether for the midterms in November. Is your party going to basically regret the fact that not a single Democrat in the House or the Senate supported that tax cut, which looks like it's helping the economy?
No, I don't believe so. I mean, look, no people ever gave their children a better future by making their country weaker. And the math is inescapable as to what this does to deficits, what this does to weaken our country. And the change that's given to working families is nothing in comparison to the damage this is doing to our country and the huge windfall that Donald Trump, his family, and his friends are experiencing because of this defunding of America's future.
Governor O'Malley, we'll have to leave it there. We appreciate you coming in tonight.
Thank you, Ed. Thanks a lot.